Bonjour, hi, welcome. In today's video we're going to talk about La Belle Époque and details in Paris, as the Belle Époque codes are still here in Paris today. La Belle Époque, the beautiful era, spans from 1871, which was the Civil War and previously the Prussian War, until 1914, which is the beginning of World War I. It's only after World War I that people nostalgically talked about La Belle Époque, the beautiful era, as they were remembering an era of optimism, progress and peaceful life. As a matter of fact, La Belle Époque is considered as a period of huge progress in many domains such as transportation, everyday life, leisure and of course industry. It's the time when automobiles replaced horses, when electricity was spreading everywhere, when phone was beginning to be a thing, when the first metro was opening in 1900. It was a very exciting time in terms of progress. Trains made transportation much easier, first taste of flights were beginning, and even in the area of social law, it would be the time when a day of rest per week was voted. In this time of progress, a detail reversed a trend. In the Haussmann buildings, the top floor became the more expensive one, as you could use an elevator, and still today the elevator cases are very Belle Époque and Art Nouveau architecture details. So the first and second floor weren't anymore the more expensive ones. Especially during the two major world fairs, the one of 1889 celebrating the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution and the one of 1900, people were visiting from all over the world, coming to Paris for art, leisure and progress. 1889 is when Paris is already renovated by the Baron Haussmann. Then at that time boulevards are lit by lamps, and it's also the time when the Eiffel Tower was built, as it was built for the 1889 Universal World Fair. It had been under construction for 2.5 years almost, and I cannot imagine how it would have been to see it grow. It took 5 months to build the foundations and then about 2 years to build it up to the top. But let's go back to the Belle Époque codes. And what was interesting then is that despite making very important progress, beauty was not left aside. Innovation and elegance were not seen as opposite values. On the contrary, artists and architects devoted the same care to the design of a metro entrance as they did to a private mansion, a staircase, a shop front, a lamppost or even a public fountain deserved thoughtful design because they formed part of the city's daily experience. Beauty was not anymore conceived as a luxury reserved for museums. It was understood as something that should accompany ordinary life. And that's why La Belle Époque still lies in details in Paris today. The green color found on Wallace Fontaine, kiosks, Maurice columns and even metro entrance is no coincidence. It was chosen by Napoleon III during the big Haussmann renovation to be harmonized with the parks and the big boulevard of the city. The goal was to create a dialogue between nature and architecture throughout the city, through the parks. With La Belle Époque details, it would seem that metal would grow like plants, and you would have insects, flowers, every kind of natural elements. You would also have trees, leaves, wines. Maybe my favorite detail would be les Fontaines Wallace, the Wallace fountains, as they were named after Sir Richard Wallace. They were inspired by London's drinking fountains, originally equipped with cups held in place by a chain, which of course were removed for hygiene reasons in 1952. Born in London, Richard Wallace spent much of his life in Bagatelle, the Bagatelle folly we talked about in the last video. The heir to a vast fortune, this philanthropist donated 50 drinking fountains to the city of Paris after witnessing Parisians suffer from a water shortage during the siege of Paris and the Paris Commune in 1871. As such, the Wallace Fountains represented the first major public-private partnership aimed at addressing a basic human need, providing everyone with access to drinking water. Designed as true works of art, the Wallace Fountains are adorned with 4 caryatids, each representing an allegory. So, simplicity, kindness, sobriety, and charity. And today you would find 107 Wallace Fountains in Paris. They are almost all green, but some of them can be red or pink according to the district, or even yellow, which I haven't seen, according to the district they are situated. Of course, the subway entrances by Guimard, the architect Guimard, are very famous, and you would find some of them remaining. Another detail from La Belle Époque are les colonnes Maurice, and they arrived in France in 1858, I think. They were designed to protect paper advertising for Paris shows back then. Les marquises, these very elegant glass canopies, were very fashionable at La Belle Époque. They allowed visitors stepping out their carriage, protected from the rain. Mosaics also experience a golden age, adorning lobbies, façades, cafes, restaurants. Glazed earthenware, stained glass windows were also very trendy, and a very good example of this would be the department stores, and one of them, which I dedicated a whole video, is La Samaritaine, which is a true example of this Art Nouveau Belle Époque style. During the Belle Époque, even doorknobs became true works of art, and metal workers created design inspired by flowers, leaves, or animals, in keeping with the Art Nouveau style. Each building thus displayed its own personality down to the smallest detail, reflecting an area where great importance was placed on the decorative arts. A very good example of this is l'immeuble La Virotte. Wrought iron balconies, gates and fences are part of Paris' charm. While iron has been used for a long time, La Belle Époque saw the emergence of much more free-flowing designs influenced by Art Nouveau. Artisans worked the metal like lace, creating plant motifs, arabesques, and curves that seemed to bring the material to life. The advent of street lighting profoundly transformed Paris in the 19th century. Of course, we owe to La Belle Époque 3 major pieces of Paris architectures, and it's le Petit Palais, le Grand Palais et le pont Alexandre III. There is a museum in Paris which reflects exactly the life as it was in 1900, and it's the Musée Camondo, the Camondo Museum, but it's closed until 2030 for renovation. I will still show you some pictures. And even though I mentioned here some places, still by doing some research for this video, I noted some many places I wanted to have a look at, and maybe I will sparkle them in the future videos. I hope you enjoyed this video about the real life Belle Epoque in Paris right now, and if so, I would be thrilled if you would leave a blue thumb up. Until next time, à bientôt, thank you for watching. Bah ouais, c'est ça klaxonne. Quand on n'a pas de tête. Ah blabla.